Title: Sent my primary school teacher a copy of my university diploma. As the Austrian school system may be unfamiliar to most, a short explanation. After primary school, children age 10 will enter either Hauptschule or Gymnasium, a school not for performing sports, depending among other things on grades earned during the last year of primary school. This system is sometimes compared with the schools in Great Britain of the 1940 to 1960, with the gymnasium taking the place of the grammar school. The separation of the paths is not complete, but attendance at a gymnasium or equivalent is the standard needed for going to university. I have a slight hearing impairment and therefore had some troubles in school. Mind, this was in the 80s, so there were no concessions made. I was a good student, having above average grades. Ms. Baker, not her name, my teacher this last year of primary school, hated to have me in her class. First, I could not sing, she lead the school choir, and second, I was a handicapped kid that they had failed to get rid of to special education school. The first thing she did was assigning me seating at the back of the room. All other kids were rotated regularly in seating. I stayed there. This led to some problems due to misheard instructions or words during dictation. At the end of the year in German, my grades were between good equals 2 and middling equals 3. Normally in this situation, the student will be administered a short examination to decide the grade. Ms. Baker decided that I had not earned that chance to improve my grade with the explanation, a disabled child has no place in gymnasium. So I had to go to Hauptschule. There I had a lot of good teachers and got the rare chance to switch to gymnasium after 2 years, not a normal path, graduated and went to university. Years later, after earning my master's, I decided to send a copy of my diploma degree to Ms. Baker with a nice letter that the tone-deaf disabled pupil has now a master's degree. I am only sorry that she died before I got my PhD. Edit. Inserted information further clarifying how the school system works. Title: She ruined a surprise party on purpose. This happened when I was a kid. I was just reminded of. I was about 11 and my grandmother was about to turn 75. Our family is pretty scattered around, but we made a trip every year to see her in the summer while she was alive and have a family reunion. Now this particular year, my mom, who is Granny's daughter, suggested we all return the month after the family reunion for her birthday and a family dinner. My mom's brother and her niece, not that brother's daughter but daughter to her dead brother, immediately jumped all over the plans, invited half the town and turned it into a massive surprise party, excluding my mom from the plans. My mom said nothing and the plans continued. We went for the usual, scheduled trip and the family reunion. We returned next month in time for the party. It was much bigger than intended and I kept noticing my mom had this cat that ate the canary smirk on her face the entire time. We stayed in town about a week to spend time with her, and when we all were leaving, one of my aunts remarked that we really surprised Granny. It was then my mom started cackling like the Wicked Witch of the West. It turns out that when we were there previously, my grandmother was sad that we were leaving. She told my mom that she didn't want everyone to leave until my mom took the opportunity to tell her, "Don't be sad, we're coming back in a few weeks for your birthday. Don't tell anybody. It's supposed to be a surprise, but they're throwing you a massive party." She told her the location, all the details, and everyone who was going to be there, including my uncle, whom she didn't see often. After telling us all the story and telling us to shut up after we complained, my aunt asked why she'd ruin the surprise on purpose. Title: Dad had my back with high school mean girl. Back in middle school there was a girl who was always mean. She acted too good for everyone else, and trash-talked everyone including her friends. She constantly asked people to do her homework and copied off me. Me being nice, and a typical teen girl, always wanted to be her friend. Eventually I caught on, and didn't care about her. We graduated, I went to a big out-of-state school and didn't move back home. My dad was at a local sports bar and he recognized her name and she recognized our last name. She asked about me and my dad majorly talked me up. Said I was buying my own house, car and making more than him and my mom combined. This was a little white lie. He brought up my world travels and backpacking adventures, and asked how she was doing after college. Turns out she didn't graduate and was kind of in limbo. Title: Asshole Drive Gets Stuck at the Gate. This just happened and I wanted to type it while it was fresh in my mind. An important thing to know is that I live in a gated community. There is somewhere between 3,000 to 5,000 homes here inside the gates. The way the gates work is that there is an arm that you drive up to and a scanner scans a special barcode on the vehicle to open the arm. Okay, so I am on my way home from the store. I notice a big line of cars about 8 car lengths behind me. Out of nowhere I see a car from the back of the line speed past everyone else. There was oncoming traffic so he was not able to pass me. He started riding my ass. Now the speed limit on this road is 55 miles per hour, and most people like to drive 70 miles per hour. When he started tailgating me I thought, I better check my speed. Well, guess what? I was driving 60 miles per hour, my bad. I slowed down to 55. We are now in double yellow line territory and he can't pass me. The road is winding and that's just asking to get someone killed. A few miles more and I see the construction work sign, speed limit 45 miles per hour. Well, better slow down again. He is enraged at this point. Honking, flashing his lights, tailgating me. I keep going the last 10 miles until I turn into my gate. And shit, he's turning too. I thought, oh man, I just pissed off one of my neighbors. Now the gate will only let one car in at a time, so each car has to be scanned individually. My car is scanned, the arm opens and I drive through. The arm goes back down. I look in my rear view mirror. And the arm is not opening again. The guy was probably following me to yell at me when I pulled in, but since his car was not tagged he couldn't get through the gate. To make matters worse for him, there is no way to turn around. You literally have to back out a few car lengths before you can turn around and get onto the main road. Title: Fishing Revenge on Karen. Not my story, it's one my dad told me about someone he knows, who we will call John. So basically, John was fishing at a lake, but the spot he happened to be at was private property. He's fishing without any issue, when a woman comes out throwing a fit and being a Karen and tells him to leave because it's private property, and that would be understandable if it was her property. The thing is, she was the neighbor of the house owner. John says she can't make him leave if she isn't the owner of the property, so she calls the owner. The guy owns this land, but lives across the street, so he couldn't see it. He came over to talk to the John, saying, look, I have no issue with you being here, but I need to tell you to leave because of her. Guy leaves the property. This is where the revenge happens. John heads to Walmart and purchases a blow-up boat. He takes it back to the property and sets it up, deciding to fish outside of Karen's house, 10 feet from the shore, the whole time staring her down as he's fishing. Title: Petty Revenge on Your Car Warranty May Be Expired. Not very exciting. I am sitting at home and the phone rings. Of course, it's a car warranty robocall. Seeing I have nothing better to do, I go through the spiel. I give them a 2015 Jeep Renegade with 50k miles. I actually made it to the people that get paid by the commission and started wasting their time. Title: I reported my manager to the anonymous employee call line for smelling like cat piss. Back when I was a teenager, I used to work a minimum wage job for a large pharmacy chain. Like many 16-year-olds, I didn't really care about my job. I did it, but I also messed around a lot. I had one manager who was pretty hot cold. Super nice one day, then super angry the next. The thing that did stay consistent was her stench. A strong smell of cat piss because of her 8 cats. Never knew why she smelled so disgusting until I found out that during the fall she turns off her hot water and doesn't shower to save money. She would only shower once a month.